Abkodash Hayashaka Yahawa Malakwaka Taba'a Ramazaka Haya Aisha Ba'aramza Kawa Haya Bashamayam Nathanawa Lakam Kal Yuwam Wasalak Nawa Kawabwat Nawa Kasalak Nawa Kawabwati Nawa Wala Sabaya Nawa Banasaya one Abal Haushai Nawa Maya Rai Kaya Naka Hamalakwa Waha Allah Waha Aras La Iwalumium Aman.
Mira and Borgeson on today's News Talk, TNT Radio.
Welcome to the O'Meara and Borgeson Show. I'm Christina Borgeson.
And I'm Tilly O'Meara. Today we're devoting the entire hour to money. More specifically, we're going to talk about President Biden's recent executive order titled Comprehensive Framework for Responsible Development of Digital Assets. To me, that's just a word salad for how best to track your money. As we look into the prospect of going digital, there's much to consider. Right now, interest rates are rising, the cost of food and rent is skyrocketing, and people are struggling to make ends meet. How will going digital make a difference in your life? And one can't help ask, Key Bono, who benefits? Every day we see how commercial finance is changing. Phones swiped over keypads for purchases. No need for cash, credit, or debit. Microchips are inserted into hands to allow access to home and work. Discussions are in the works that may allow the Federal Reserve to create cash accounts for individuals. What local commercial banks have to say about that and their deposits? More importantly, make no mistake, anything digital can be tracked. Every move you make can be tracked. Think about the animal microchips. It's no different with humans. Every financial transaction is tracked. What if you don't want to get chipped and digitized? Will you become a societal pariah? No? Think again. Remember what happened to anyone who refused the COVID jab. They were a danger to society. Terrorists. We're going to talk about these issues and more with Catherine Austin Fitz. Catherine is the president of Solari Inc., publisher of the Solari Report, and managing member of Solari Investment Advisory Services. Before that, Catherine served as managing director and member of the board of directors of the Wall Street Investment Bank, Dillon Read and Company. She also was Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development during the first Bush administration and was president of Hamilton Securities Group, Inc. Catherine designed and closed more than $25 billion in transactions and investments to date and has led portfolio and investment strategy for $300 billion worth of financial assets and liabilities. In short, Catherine Austin Fitz knows money and she knows how it works. Welcome, Catherine.
It's great. I didn't know we were going to be together. Tina did tell me that the great O'Meara was arriving.
We're getting the band back together.
Exactly right. We are. It's true. We're getting the band back together. This is fabulous.
So look, I'm just going to throw it out there, Catherine, let you get started. What's your take on this global rush for digital money?
Digital concentration camps. I just want to let that word sink in. We're talking about creating digital concentration camps. It's a complete control system. So it's the end of currency. We're talking about creating financial transaction systems where there is absolutely no privacy, no matter what they say. And essentially, they'll be able to come into your bank account and take whatever money they want out. They'll have complete control. So if they don't want your money working more than 5 miles from your home, your money won't work more than 5 miles from your home. So I'll give you an example, and you want to show this on the show. I think I showed it to you, Christina. If you go to Solari.com and go down to the commentary on the homepage called Cash Every Day, it's our campaign to encourage people to dial back the digital systems and go to cash. There are a couple of videos. The first one is 56 seconds, and it is the general manager of the BIS in Basel, Switzerland. So the Bank of International Settlements is the central bank of central bank. So it's the general manager of the BIS explaining exactly how CBDC will work in 56 seconds. You want to watch it?
Yeah, can you put it up?
I don't know if I can put it up.
Well,
I should.
I'm sure right now our engineer Alex is sweating bullets.
I should have done this. Okay, well, everybody should go watch that video. It's only 56 seconds.
Just give us a gist of what he says.
What he says is they can make the rules of how the money is used. They don't call it your money. They call it their expression of central bank liabilities. And they can set the rules on how it's going to be used, and they can enforce the rules. Now, beneath that video is another video, which is Richard Werner, the top academic scholar in the world, in my opinion, on central banking, and he explains how what CBDC will look like, and he explains how the head of a central bank in Europe, who's a very prominent fellow running a central bank, explained that it's going to be a chip inserted in your hand. Mark of the beast. That it's going to be a chip inserted in your hand. Mark of the beast. That it's going to be a chip inserted in your hand. That it's going to be a chip inserted in your hand. Mark of the beast. Mark of the beast. Mark of the beast.
Okay. There we go.
What do you really?
Magic.
Huh?
Magic.
Ah, magic.
Welcome back. When was the last time you wrote an actual check or bought something with cash? Swiping and tapping our cards and our apps are not just the easiest way to spend money, they're the safest way, unless, of course, we misplace our phones or our wallets, and then it's a nightmare. And soon your hand may be all that you need to buy anything that you can afford and many things that you can't. Because a company called Walletmore is developing a very teeny tiny chip. You see it there in the X-ray? That should creep you out. And the chip gets embedded just under your skin and makes your whole hand a credit card.
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's like a grain of rice.
Yeah, a grain of rice.
Embedded in his hand is a microchip that serves as his keys, his ID, and his
Fed now will do is it will enable all the banks, any bank in the United States, not just the big ones, to offer instantly available funds and real-time payments to their customers. I think we can get this into the hands of the public very quickly.
What it really is the next step toward a cashless world.
You're going to have government controlling just about everything. Surveillance of purchases. Anytime you make a purchase, theoretically, the Federal Reserve, the Treasury could find out. Real-time tracking of tax payments. Say you miss a tax payment. They want to arrest you. Then they know you're going to go into the airport. They can arrest you at the airport. Digital ledgers on your phone, never a good idea. They don't even have to ask the banks. They will know. A bureaucrat in Washington could know exactly who is buying what. If you want your life to essentially be controlled, your economic life to be controlled, and that's most of your life, let's face it, by the government, this is it.
I think cash is freedom.
It is.
I mean, it's you do what you want with it. It's freedom. They don't like freedom.
to turn off your access to your own money. So you will not be able to buy or sell anything. Not be able to buy or sell anything. Buy or sell anything. This is what I mean about how dangerous it is.
You're shut out of the economy.
You are shut out of the economy, and of course it's all subjective, and it will all be in the hands of these Marxists, right? And so you and I won't be able to buy anything. This is why it's so dangerous, because this spells the end of your economic freedom. And I'm not sure the American people are really paying close attention to it. I'm glad Senator Cruz and some others, Governor DeSantis, they're paying attention to it. But this is moving very fast down the track, and we need more leaders on the Republican side to stand up, and even responsible Democrats to say, look, this is not the path for the United States. Because if we continue to go down the path, you're going to lose all of your economic freedom, and economic power will be centralized in the hands of the very, very few.
And I think there's a lot of conversation about a tax on freedom, a tax on democracy. A lot of conversation about a tax on freedom, a tax on democracy, right? And you look at all those things. Do you think this is one of the greatest threats that we face in the country, is the digitization of the dollar by the Fed?
Yes, 100%. And it's moving along a parallel track with the de-dollarization movement, where you have countries now that are dumping the dollar.
Eldor Q.
Empire of oppression, in which a tiny group of brutal, self-appointed rulers control every aspect of every life. Every aspect of every life.